How's it going, you guys? So this is going to be a 10-minute video because I'm doing it on my iPhone. So I'll just call this series 10 Talks. Or no, that's a stand-up reading thing. So 10-minute talks with Wolfgang. So anyway, I've got a message from a subscriber on my Instagram. He basically says that he was addicted to pornography for most of his life. He says that the pornography addiction, which most people in society actually are suffering from, but they think porn is just fine and healthy and natural, but it's not at all. This guy says that he suffered from anxiety, depression, it's basically ruined his life, which is very common with most people. And he says that he's been 4 months sober. He's been doing no fap for 4 months, basically. Great on you for that. I think that that's a great thing. He says that he wants to regulate his dopamine receptors because, as he understands, that's what pornography basically hijacks, and that's correct. He says that he went to his doctor, I guess because he has anxiety or something, and he went to his doctor for these problems, anxiety and depression, and he said that he told his doctor he had internet addiction. Of course, his doctor doesn't really care about that, doesn't know anything about internet addiction or porn addiction. His doctor probably just thought, oh, this guy is crazy. And his doctor gave him a prescription for ginkgo biloba and some SSRI drugs. And I don't know why he would prescribe ginkgo biloba. Most doctors don't do that. But anyway, this guy says that he's not taking the antidepressants or the SSRIs because he knows that those things are bad. He says he's taken 5-HTP before and it didn't give him good results. Well, first of all, good on you for not taking the SSRIs. You want to get to the root cause of the problem, and this SSRI is just going to cause more problems. It's going to prevent you from getting to the root cause, because even if you find the root cause, now the SSRIs are going to probably be causing you problems that are going to make you think you haven't actually solved your problem. So drugs are not the solution. They're counterproductive, in my opinion. But keep in mind that 5-HTP is non-SSRI. 5-HTP is a precursor to serotonin, so it it basically produces serotonin. SSRIs actually keep the receptors active, or they basically keep the serotonin circulating. Okay, so that you can have more serotonin and it'll last longer. It keeps serotonin from breaking down, basically. So that's why you don't combine those two, because if you take a precursor to serotonin, you have more serotonin, and SSRIs will keep the serotonin from breaking down, which can cause serotonin overload in the brain, which is rare, but it happens. So don't ever mix supplements or herbs with drugs. Anyway, so the guy's question is, am I on a true path? Right? Am I on a true path? Okay, so and he also wants to know how he can speed up his recovery. So first of all, I don't know what you mean by true path. You know that question just makes it sound like, I don't know. So as far as like true path is concerned, I would say you're on a path that is going to help you reach happiness and success in life. Yes. Do you think watching pornography is a true path? Definitely not. Whatever a true path means. So, you also asked me how to speed up recovery. Okay, the best thing that you can do is stay away from porn. Do not watch porn at all. Okay? If you want to recover from anxiety, depression, if you have erectile dysfunction, look, your erectile dysfunction should have reversed after the first month of NoFap. Within 3 to 4 weeks of NoFap, people usually have better erections, and their erections usually happen without porn. Okay. One of the hallmark signs of porn addiction is when you cannot get hard unless you have porn, or if pornography makes you hard faster and more hard than like a girl or using your brain. So another thing you can do besides removing porn is just don't masturbate at all. But I know that that's going to be very, very hard for most people. but I've noticed the less I ejaculate, the better my mood is. But no matter what, as long as you stay away from porn, your mood and your focus will be so much better, so much more of the time. That is a fact, okay? So other things you can do is watch my other videos on anxiety and depression, okay? Some things that I'd recommend you look up and research are the reticular activating system, because that is responsible for what you focus on and what you believe, and what you focus on and what you believe is responsible for how you feel about life in general and the results you get in life. So you want to look into Psycho-Cybernetics, okay, is a good book to read. It basically talks about how your mind and your visualization can improve your life. And this is the fundamentals for mindset, okay? What else can you read? Okay, so, because we know that the mind can heal also. So other things you can do is look into cleaning up your diet. Like for the vast majority of people, the two diets I'd recommend. So if you don't have digestion problems, Mediterranean diet is great. Okay, if you follow the real Mediterranean diet, that's great. If you do have digestive problems or if you're severely overweight, then an autoimmune paleo diet would be great. Just make sure that the base of your diet is fruits and vegetables, okay? Fruits and vegetables should be the base of your diet, okay? And then beyond that, just other paleo acceptable foods, all right? But for overall health, I would recommend the Mediterranean diet, and I would say emphasize fruits and vegetables and fish, all right? Or an autoimmune paleo diet with fish, you know? And basically you want to see if removing most of the if removing a lot of like grains and things like that, but especially if you eat junk. Okay, so removing grains can help you feel better because of food intolerances, possible food intolerances, especially removing things like peanuts and removing dairy. If you eat dairy, you probably want to remove that for a while, so that if you could see if maybe you were intolerant to it, because that can cause mood problems and mood swings for a lot of people. And then if you eat junk food, if you eat any kind of processed sugar, frozen dinners, fast food, anything like that, if you eat a lot of wheat and flour, then there's probably most of your problem right there. If you drink sodas and whatnot, whether they're diet or not, that's probably causing a lot of your mood problems. So other things that you can do, and all of this has to do with dopamine as well, right? Like the Psycho-Cybernetics, because you want to look into the power of habit, and that's another good book you can read. Habits and mindset are all about dopamine, because if you notice, when you start to visualize something you're addicted to, like for example beer, studies show that most people who are addicted to alcohol, they actually visualize themselves drinking a frothy, fizzy drink, and then that makes them want beer. Or with pornography addiction, we visualize sexual things in our brain, and then that makes us want to relapse. Well, visualization actually controls everything in your life, and so that's another great way to accelerate your progress. Now, when you start to think about supplements and things like that, that's not really that important. The most important thing is that you get your mindset and your diet on check, and once you do these two things, you should have no problem. And then the last thing I highly recommend you do, which is of utmost importance if you want long-term success on NoFap, is you want to fill your time with passionate things, okay? So you want to go to the gym and you want to find a type of exercise that you can really get into. You want to really get into whatever type of exercise you're doing. Okay, so you want to pretend like you're like a professional. You want to get serious about powerlifting, or get serious about bodybuilding, or get serious about martial arts. And exercise in combination with having a passion is going to drastically reduces your chance of relapsing, and it's going to drastically improve the quality of your life, okay? So if you focus everything you have on projects and passions and building your life and building your happiness and following all the other recommendations I made in this list, I'm positive that you are going to see a complete transformation in how you feel in your life. So leave your questions and comments down below. Hope I answered your question, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.